Hello everyone. Today we will be discussing about dividend yield. As you would have heard that we are in a very low interest rate regime, basically due to this pandemic, coronavirus, which initially started from China and now, as per official data, 190 out of 193 countries recognized by United Nations are under grip of this pandemic. So in a way we can say that entire world economy is under grip of this pandemic. Now, to counter that, central banks across the world have reduced interest rates, which means that not only your loans get cheaper, but your deposits also gets cheaper. So central bank's primary objective right now is to focus on growth, and by reducing the low interest rates, they are in a way giving cheaper loans, so that the loans become attractive for people, and they after taking loan they spend that money on buying car or home or electronics or to expand their companies. So for whatever reason, but at least the economic activity should kick in. But in a process there are a lot of people whose primary way of investment is your either saving accounts or your term deposit, or also called as fixed deposit. Since the interest rate on these investments have reduced, the income from these investment has reduced drastically. So a lot of people these days are adopting a high dividend yield investment strategy, which is nothing but investing in high dividend yield stocks. So if you see this news, worried by falling deposit rates, dividend yield stocks may offer better return. These are the kind of news that are floating across the financial newspapers across the world. Let's see what exactly the dividend yield is, and can dividend yield replace your fixed deposit or not. Okay. So this is what we have already discussed. We are in a falling interest rate market, and as per experts as well as the central bank's head, this low interest rate regime is here for a long time, at least for next 2-3 years. There is no expectation of starting to increase in interest rate. Now we have again discussed that central bank cut rates to make loan cheaper to encourage economic growth, but in a process it also reduces deposit rate. Why it reduces deposit rate? Because this is the basic functioning of bank. So banks takes money from depositor and lends it to people who need this money, which is basically called as borrowers, and in between banks try to make some profit. So for example, they take money from depositors at 3% and then give it to borrowers at 6%, and 3% is their fees for doing this business and taking a risk in case somebody defaults, etc. Now, so if I am going to reduce this 6% to 5% or 4% or 3% or 2%, it eventually means this 3% will also has to reduce for banks to be still being a profitable organization. And of course banks are mostly private banks, they are not non-profit organizations, or they are not government entities. So banks need to make profit to be able to work. So your deposit rate also gets reduced. Okay. Now we'll spend 1 minute on what exactly we mean by bank deposit. So by bank deposit we means saving accounts or fixed deposit. In saving accounts, your money remains in your saving account and it earns interest, and this money can be withdrawn anytime. Now in fixed deposit, again it's pretty similar to savings account only, but what it does is it also earns interest. It earns slightly more interest because it does not has this functionality where you can withdraw any amount of money at any point in time. It has fixed maturity. Now although in case if you need money, then you can go for a premature withdrawal, but then in that case you might have to forego your interest, accrued interest, or you will have to either pay penalty depending upon the regulations of that particular country. its interest rate is higher than saving account because it gives bank flexibility that this money will not be withdrawn for a particular period of time, so bank can use it more wisely for giving loans. Okay. So as you see on the right side, this is the recent news article where it says that State Bank of India, which is the largest bank in India, has cut down the saving deposit rates to 2.7%, and even their FD rates is in the range of 4 to 4.5%. So your saving account is giving you, I'll just start user market. So your saving account is giving you something around 2.7%, and your fixed deposit is giving you somewhere around 4.5%, and we are talking about Indian market right now. Okay. These interest rates are near zero when you talk about advanced economy like USA or UK or rest of the European countries like Germany, France. These interest rate would be 0 or 0.1%, and your fixed deposit rate would be somewhere around 1%. So let's say almost 0. Almost 0% is the interest rate that is prevailing in the developed economy. Okay. Now let's give 1 minute to what exactly dividend yield is. Now, to understand dividend yield, you need to understand what exactly dividend is. Now, dividend is part of profit which is paid by a company to its shareholder. So, suppose company has earned revenue of 100, out of which 80 was its expenses, which could be anything like cost of electricity, cost of employees, your raw material cost, sales cost, etc. And then after tax, interest payment, etc., it's left with 20 rupees. Now this 20 rupees, this portion can either be used back within the company, or this can be given out to company owners, which is basically the shareholders. So let's say 15 out of this 20, 15 gets deployed back into the company for growth purpose or whatever purpose, and then 5 is given back to the shareholder. Okay. So this 5 is basically your dividend. Now, what is dividend yield? So dividend per share. Now we don't own the entire company. We generally own a part of company, which is basically the number of shares. So we will talk in terms of per share. So dividend per share divided by price of that share and reported as percentage. So that's what is dividend yield. So if share is ruling at 100 rupees and it gives me a dividend of 5 rupees, so my dividend yield becomes 5%. Okay. There's one more term. Let's understand this term before we move forward. And later on we'll see how this term is getting used. Face value. It's basically the original cost of stock, and it is the amount paid to the holder at time of maturity. But we know that in stocks there is no maturity, so this basically face value concept has no meaning. Okay, except one thing, which is basically it is used to calculate dividend per share, and we'll see how. Okay, let's dive into one example of dividend yield. Now I've taken a share called as Coal India, which is a big mining firm in India. It is responsible for mining coal, mainly coal, and some other natural resources also, but mainly coal. Now, if you see dividend, how much dividend it has given in 2020, it has given 120%. Now, how do we calculate dividend per share? We need to calculate dividend per share to calculate dividend yield. Okay, so dividend per share is basically this 120% means basically 120% of original stock value, which is face value. So its face value is 10 rupees. So company has given 120% dividend, which means it has given 12 rupees dividend. Its share price is 117. So I divide 12 by 117 and I get 10.2%. So this is the dividend yield of Coal India. This is how dividend yield is calculated. Now if I invest in Coal India, I get 10.2%, but if I keep that money in fixed deposit or term deposit, I get hardly 4.5%. So there is almost a gap of 6%, right? But let's focus on one other thing which we have not focused so far. So see, today it's 117, but basic difference between an FD and a stock is that FD value will not change, your principal amount will not change, but here your capital or your principal amount will change. So suppose I have invested 1 year back in this company, so I would have invested somewhere here, which is something around 220. Now let's say I have invested 10,000 rupees in FD and equal amount in Coal India share. Now this 10,000 would have given me, let's say 5%, so it would have given me 500 rupees as interest, and this 10,000 would have given me 1020 as interest or dividend. Okay, but problem is this 220 has fallen down to 120 today. So my this 1000 would have become something like 5400. So this is your major difference between FD and dividend yield strategy. Lot of first time investors of this strategy have never seen their principal amount falling. So they have never seen their principal amount reducing. So which is kind of a shock. And then when you start seeing that your principal amount have gone down from 1000 to 9000 to 8000 to 7000, then people will immediately try to escape, or they will try to close this. And with shares, you know that you can anytime sell the shares. So what would have probably happened, what could have probably happened is this investor, instead he would have invested 10,000, but when its value fell to 7,000, he may have exited, and at that time dividend would not have been paid by that company. So in fact you just lost 3,000. You have just lost 3,000 and you have not even taken dividend. Let's say even dividend has been taken, let's say he has hold it for entire 1 year and he has taken all the dividend, still for extra 500 rupees of interest he has lost 5,000 rupees of its capital, right? So its net loss is around, it's still having a net loss of almost 40% as compared to fixed deposit strategy. Now so that's, with this example, let's see the basic difference between dividend yield and bank deposit. Bank deposit is safe. We have just discussed that principal will never reduce. This is risky. Principal can reduce, it can increase as well. Again, bank deposit never reduces, investment in share can reduce. Bank deposit returns are guaranteed, dividends are not guaranteed. Now, if I have invested 10,000 rupees at 5%, I know after end of this year I will get 5%. But there is no such regulation, no such restriction on company to declare dividend every year. So maybe today I purchased this stock saying it's giving me around 10% dividend, but maybe next year it will not give me any return or any dividend. So in bank, your principal is guaranteed. In short, you can say in bank, your principal is guaranteed, your interest is also guaranteed. In dividend yield strategy, your principal is not guaranteed, it can go down, it can go up. Your dividend is not guaranteed. You can get it, you may not get it, you can get more, you can get less. Okay. But then this is not to say that dividend yield approach is wrong or right. If used with due diligence, it is most likely to reward. So far you might have got an impression that this dividend yield strategy is wrong, but it's not wrong in every case. If a due diligence on company is done, if you are buying a good company, then most likely this strategy will work. And let's see an example. So here I have a chart of Hero MotoCorp. So this is the dividend that has been declared. So since 2010, it has been giving a dividend of almost 5000% year after year till 2020 also. It has been giving almost 5000% dividend, and this 5000% is of face value 2 rupees. So which basically means 100 rupees dividend. Now if I see let's say I have purchased this company here in 2010, I would have got this company at 1700 rupees. Okay. So now my principal invested at 1700. Let's say I have purchased 6 share for almost 10k. Okay. Now this principal, if I am here today, so 1700 rupees share giving 100 rupees dividend is almost 6%. So I would have got 6% return year after year. Also this 10k would have grown now to almost double of it. So let's say something around 18k. So both my principal as well as my interest have grown in this period. So that's what we basically mean. If we do a due diligence, we buy a good company which has a good track record of dividend payment, which has a good track record of profit, it has good management. Basically, if we do a good entire SWOT analysis, fundamental analysis, technical analysis, and we buy a very good company which pays a very high dividend, most likely this strategy is going to work wonders for you. So hope this has given some idea of what to look at when you want to replace your fixed deposit or bank deposit with dividend paying shares. So that's all for this video. Thank you and all the best.